I think in terms of the creativity, and I've worked for the city, I've worked for a number of developers, and I'm also the head of a community association, so I've worn all three hats in this. There's a three-stage process that I think works really well, which is a first engagement with the community and the developer without a plan, which basically tries to get at the principles that the community and the developer can agree upon in terms of what's wanting to be achieved. A look at the context, a look at some of the community needs, things that might shape the development. A second engagement, and these, by the way, I've seen them initiated by the local councillor. Sometimes it's at the initiative of the developer. There are different ways this can be organized. They should be in a convenient place in the community. There should be a broad outreach to stakeholders and an effort to figure out who those stakeholders are and make sure that you're notifying people appropriately and doing it at a time when people can attend, and sometimes multiple times in order to make that possible. A second stage where the developer and the designers come back with very initial concepts, not a full-fledged design, but initial conceptual ideas. And I'm a great believer in design as fundamental problem solving, and the particularity, the specificity of that problem solving. Every context is different. We live in a very heterogeneous, idiosyncratic city. It's not as if we're Paris or Amsterdam where you have kilometers of buildings built to an identical height and implying the same basic morphology. Our cities are very, very specific, and so the specificity of solutions through design creativity is really important. But that second round kind of gets some fundamental ideas out on the table. The community has a second time to react, to input, to engage in conversation. And then the third time, you come back with some ideas that could form the basis for an application. And I've seen this work over and over again. It works really well. I've done it in circumstances as diverse as the master plan for Regent Park that I worked on, where, Daniel, to your point about reaching diverse communities, we had whispering translation in 7 languages when we did that plan, with a lot of new Canadians as part of the exercise. So it works there. It works in many, many different circumstances. But the key is that iteration, where you don't try to go from zero to a full-fledged solution all at one time. You have an opportunity to go from principles to early conceptual ideas to refinement, leading to an application.